Hey guys, it's Miss Queen V here, and this time I'm bringing you a game review. Now this is the collector's edition of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. Now this is a pretty massive box with some quite big contents, so if you bear with me I'm just going to go over it and then show you each individual piece by piece. Of course, we'll start with the box. Now this is a huge box, and I think the only comparison with this box would be the Epic Edition of Gears of War 3. I've never really seen such a huge collector's box. And it comes with the game and a making of DVD that are inside sort of double packed case that slides out, an art book, and the massive statue of the Dragon World Eater. He sits upon his dragon wall. This is detachable. I don't really know where you'd put him otherwise, but it is detachable. So we're just going to take a closer look at the extras that come with this game. Starting with the box, which is epic in itself. I really like it because it just shows the sort of scenery of Skyrim, because there's more mountains and snow. I turn it around, it does carry on. Really nice looking box. And then just on the back, Epic Fantasy Reborn, and pictures there, screenshots of the game. This game was an 18 in the UK, and then for some reason it quickly turned into a 15. But the box art does continue. It's a really nice looking box. I don't know if I'm going to have any space to display it though, but it is a very awesome looking box. The art book is a piece of art in itself. It's got a very nice feel to it. Kind of feels like an old sort of style book, and obviously you've got like sort of dents and scratches as though it is an old book. The logo, and it's got some really nice contents to it. You've got the world, the statues, creatures, races, clothing, armour, and the sort of thing you'd find in an art book. But obviously it is like an A4 book, which I really appreciate, because sometimes you usually get these little tiny art books, and then I suppose with a game like this you can't really fit that much artwork into a tiny book. So this in itself will probably be about £20, £30 in the UK. So the effort that's also gone into this is really nice. So if you're a big fan of the Elder Scrolls games, and you obviously wanted to have a look at what went into making and the artwork of Skyrim, then the collector's edition is for you. Every page is different areas, different sketches. All in all, a very nice book, and the game itself reflects this, the effort that's gone into it. Very nice. So that's your art book. And here we've got the statue. A very good masterpiece on its own. I really love the eyes and all the scales, and the wings, how they're really weathered as well. Now this dragon, if I'm reading correctly, is sort of the main one, the World Eater. And obviously the dragons have been reborn and are going to take over Tamriel. But yeah, this statue, obviously this is probably the reason why the collector's edition is so expensive. It is a very large statue. Comes on its dragon wall, perches there like that. And it is taken off the 3D actual details from the game. And the game did retail for £129.99 in the UK, which is expensive I suppose, because with the Gears of War Epic Edition that was like £100, and you got a huge marker statue and in-game content and the limited edition game inside. Whereas with Skyrim, you're getting the huge art book, like I said, would probably be around £20–30 in the UK. Then a statue like this on its own, I wouldn't think what people would retail it for. But it is very nice. If you do like the game and want a piece of art like this, I do really like dragons, and this just looks awesome, especially since the Elder Scrolls games are my favourites. Obviously Skyrim's going to be added to that as well. It really does look good. The detailing is great. Like I say, it is detachable, but I don't really know where you'd want to add that in your room. then he just perches back onto his dragon wall easily enough, and it is pretty steady as well. The dragon wall itself, it feels kind of hollow. You've got your dragon language along here, and a lot of people I read complained that this wasn't as much effort into this as there is in the statue, but I don't think that's the case. It still looks good, it still does its purpose, and they have the awesome dragon statue. Going on to the actual game itself, the collector's edition, because there's a making of DVD, you do get it in this sort of slipcover. So there's your basic game and the making of DVD, and your map with the guide underneath, should I say the game instructions. There was a lot of talk about premium maps. This is the premium map. It's got a really nice texture and feel to it, so to make it feel like sort of old-worldly sort of map. And a lot of people said, oh well, is that just exclusive to the collector's edition? I don't know if this was the same in the UK as US, but anyone who pre-ordered the game in the UK got this premium format map, with the calling it day one release now, anyone that pre-ordered it. But yeah, it is a very nice looking map. Same with what like came with Oblivion, but you get this as the premium map with the nice finish to it. And you've got your sort of game manual there as well. Of course the game, it's had many reviews, mostly 10 out of 10, 95%, 9.5 out of 10. If you play the Elder Scrolls series, then you know you're going to like this game. It's officially been given around 300 hours gameplay in total if you wanted to explore every nook and cranny, every quest. And it's just awesome. You've got all your factions back on it again. You've got the Dark Brotherhood, Thieves Guild, and there's new ones like the Circle. I don't want to spoil anything from anybody, but you can be more than just a vampire in this. I don't know if people have read up on what else you can be, but all in all, it is an awesome game. If you liked Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, then Skyrim's the game for you. And I'm just going to move on to the actual game guide. I know that's not part of the collector's edition, but I still wanted to show you guys. Here we have the actual official game guide, and again, this isn't part of the collector's edition. I did buy this separately. It was half price when bought with the game, which is cool. And we're going again with the same sort of theme, weathered look. And it is 700 pages long. I think it was £20, and then it was £9.99 when bought with the guide, with the game, sorry. Awesome pictures there inside. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to get the guide because that's kind of cheating, or you can look online, so why would you pay for a guide? I think with this, I'm just buying it to have sort of the full set of the collector's edition and the guide. And there's a lot of stuff inside where if you didn't even want to read up on the quests, there's so much to tell you disadvantage, advantage of each race, skills and perks, interesting people you'll meet. And it tells you if you're not going to read and continue to read on, if there's certain spoilers in it, because you might want to just get help on a certain part of a quest, all your skills. And again, it's just something extra if you wanted the full package. But it is 700 pages. A standard guide's £12.99, £14.99, and if you could get this on a deal where it's half price for £10 for 700 pages, then it's well worth it. And again, thanks for watching my review of Elder Scrolls V Skyrim. I would recommend the game, me being really biased of Elder Scrolls series being my favourite games, but it is an awesome experience. Anything that Oblivion was lacking, Skyrim brought it back with the dragons. And I hope you enjoyed my review, and once again thank you to everyone who subscribes and comments, and I hope to catch you soon.